Hi, my name is Anna, and I've been thinking about doing this video or video vlog or whatever of my life for a while now. And I put out a thing out there asking who would be interested. A few people said they would, but I'm doing it more for a couple of reasons. One, I'm hoping that maybe my story will help, and the things that I go through will help others. And two, it helps me to get the things out that are on my mind. So it's going to be kind of like a life story / journal. Plus they'll have some, maybe have some karaoke in there a little bit. I haven't decided yet on that because I do sing and I love it. Also, my other purpose in doing this is that I'm hoping that maybe somebody can, maybe the viewers will help me with some of the things that I go through. So my video collection, whatever you want to call it, is going to be called Welcome to My Life. And I plan on making it like my life story because I've been through a lot of crap in my life. I'm hoping that it'll be encouraging to some people. There's also going to be times whenever I just come on here and record my thoughts like a journal, because in my life right now I really don't have very many people I can talk to. I work 2 jobs. I am almost 50 years old. I have 4 children that are all grown. I have 2 grandchildren, ages 2 and 6 months. And my kids are aged 28, 26, almost 24, and almost 22. 3 boys, 1 girl. My second son, which is the one that has my grandchildren, lives in South Dakota, which is all the way across the country from me. My other 2 boys live about 30 miles from me, and my daughter lives in the same town as me, so we get to spend a little bit of time together, which is cool. And once you start listening to my story, you'll understand why that means so much to me. I just got out of well, not just, but about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago-ish, I got out of a 13-year abusive relationship. It was physically, emotionally, verbally abusive. Some of the things I'm going to talk about are going to be very personal. And I will put a warning on the video in the description or something. I haven't figured that out yet on that. And to warn people if it, I don't want to trigger anybody, because coming out of a 13-year domestic violence relationship, I still occasionally have triggers. Trauma triggers is what they call them. So I haven't been officially diagnosed with it, but I do have PTSD from a few different things that I've been through in my life, which we'll get into eventually. I'm just trying to get my story out there because I really hope that it'll encourage some people. I am a domestic violence survivor. I've been through just about anything you could probably think of. Almost. There's a few things that thankfully, thank God, I have not been through. I am a Christian. I'm not perfect. I do go to church pretty much every Sunday with my daughter. But again, I'm not perfect. Nobody is. I do my best. I always try to bring light to people. I always try to be a light for people. I always encourage people. I always give, whatever I can, emotionally, physically, financially, whatever I have. I've been through a lot in my life. And I still go through some stuff sometimes. I'm currently in a relationship, and I've been with this person for about 1.5 years. Most of the time, things are pretty good. But you will hear me talk about times when things aren't so good, again, just as much as you will about times when things are good. My boyfriend is a really great person. He has a few little things he has to work out himself. And I just try to be the best I can to do the best I can to support him and be there for him. I do karaoke. I love to sing. I love to perform. For about 6 years, I was basically a public relations person for a karaoke DJ. I would open the shows. Anytime anybody would want to schedule or hire the DJ for a gig, I would schedule that. They would contact me. I set up the Facebook page for that group, and it's still going, even though I'm not there anymore. For 6 or 7 years, I was singing about 6 nights a week. A lot of partying. Not saying it was necessarily a bad thing. It was fun. But, you know, there are some things I could have done differently, I know. And we'll get into all that. I've had as I said before, I'm a Christian. I was born and raised in the church. I was born and raised in Southern California. I've been through some times that it's been very difficult with my faith, but I've always kept it. Somehow, I've always kept some shimmer of it. I'm the type of person that feels like most of the time, I do have my moments, most of the time I am the type of person that feels like everything happens for a reason. We may not know it now, we may not know it until 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now, but there's always a reason, and that everything always works out the way it's supposed to. It may not be exactly how we want it to, but it always works out the way it's supposed to. I still occasionally struggle with my faith. I'm going to be completely honest about that. I want my videos to be raw, so I'm not going to be doing any editing. I don't know how often or how frequently I'll be doing them. I know I'll be doing them late at night because that just works for me with my work schedules and everything in my life. And, you know, sometimes I may come on here really downhearted and really upset, really sad, angry, whatever, and just looking to vent. And other times I will sit there and talk about things in my life that have happened and the process that I went through to get through them. Occasionally, if I feel up to it, I will, and if I can figure out how, because I'm not exactly the best when it comes to uploading videos, I'll be honest. I will do karaoke because I love to sing. I love to perform. Not that my karaoke on this thing would be any performance, because, you know, I'm in my bedroom, what am I gonna do? But I do like that. Some of my songs that I do are heartfelt and sad. Some of them are encouraging. Some of them are Christian, and some of them are just damn good songs. And yes, you will hear me swear. God knows what I'm gonna say in these videos. I don't even know what I'm gonna say. My videos may be a little bit scattered because I'm not really good at chronological stuff. I'm gonna try to be good at chronological stuff, but if I'm going through certain things in my life at the time, or if certain things from my past come up and haunt me or cause me issues or whatever, because I do deal with that stuff too. It may be random, it may be scattered. I have dealt with depression my entire life. About maybe 7 years ago, I was diagnosed with anxiety. So there are some times whenever I feel very sad, very hopeless. There have been many times in my life when I felt very hopeless. I'm going to be completely honest and completely raw here, and I'm going to say there's been times when I felt suicidal. There's been a couple of times whenever I've attempted it throughout my life. But I always hold on for one reason or another. So I do still deal with depression. I've learned to control it for the most part. I've learned to cope. I'm hoping that my videos will help people learn how to cope once we get into those issues, and when I do have times when I'm depressed and or, you know, just feeling hopeless, and how I talk myself out of it. It's a long process. It still doesn't always work for me. It went from where I am now in my life. It went from being depressed for many times, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? A long period of time, to just lasting a couple of days. So it does sneak back up on me a few times here and there. Again, like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm a very emotional person. I'm a very compassionate person. I'm very empathic. And I'm very sympathetic. So sometimes things that aren't even my issues still affect me because I care so much for people. Whether I know you or not, I'm going to care. So I really hope that people start to watch my videos. I don't really care about the likes. I'm not looking to become an influencer or anything like that. It doesn't really matter to me. If I can make a difference in even one person's life, then I've done my duty. And it makes me feel good, and I've accomplished great things in my life by just changing one life. And that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of how I feel most of the time. I do have times when I feel like, you know, it doesn't matter. I don't matter. This doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Whatever. Why bother? Things like that. And you will hear of those, I'm sure. Actually, it's a guarantee you'll hear those days as well, because I am real. None of my stuff is going to be edited, and I'm going to be telling you things right from my heart, things that are on my mind, how I've dealt with things, how I still deal with things, different things I go through in my life. I do deal still with a lot of stress, which really sucks, but I try to cope one way or another. I'm a smoker, so occasionally you'll see me smoking. Hope that doesn't offend anybody. I don't do drugs, never have. Occasionally I'll have a drink, so you may see me on here with a drink sometimes. I don't generally allow myself to get drunk. So that's kind of the premise of this video collection, or whatever you want to call it, in a nutshell-ish. I also have a tendency, just so you know, I do have a tendency to go off on rabbit trails. So I hope that you guys are able to keep up with me. And I just want you to know that whoever watches this video, no matter how many or how little people watch it, I really appreciate the support. I really appreciate you listening. I really appreciate you being there. And I really hope that some of the things that I say in my videos will help you. And I'm confident that there may be times when sometimes, if you guys make comments or whatever on my videos, maybe that'll help me too. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. So I'm not exactly sure when my next video is going to be. This is just my introduction. But I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to have a regular schedule of when I do videos. It's just going to be kind of when I feel like it, when the mood hits me, when I'm going through stuff and I need to vent, whatever the case is. If there ever is a time when I need to do a video just because I need to vent, I will say so. Listen, I need to vent. You may end up hearing me talk myself through it to change my mind or change my attitude or change my perspective during the video. And I hope that that helps you too, because the one thing that I know for a fact and in my heart and with everything about me is that everybody is going through something in our lives that we know nothing about. Sometimes they're going through exactly some of the same things we're going through. Sometimes they're going through things that we've been through. And I just really hope that this can be kind of like an outreach / venting / fun / just enjoyable, meaningful thing. And I really hope that you guys don't get bored with my videos. If you start getting bored, let me know and I'll try to figure it out. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, and I really appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.